Unlock the mystery: active versus passive voice in English. Hello everyone. Welcome back to our series on intermediate English grammar. Today, we have a really interesting topic that many learners often find challenging: the difference between active and passive voice. Don't worry, we will demystify these terms for you, making it much easier to understand and apply in your day-to-day English use. Let's start with the active voice. In an active sentence, the subject of the sentence is doing the action, or the subject is the one that is active. For example, consider the sentence, John writes a letter. Here, John is the subject and he is actively doing the action of writing. Now, let's move on to the passive voice. In a passive sentence, the subject is the receiver of the action. Instead of doing the action is being done to the subject. For instance, in the sentence, the letter is written by John, the letter is the subject, and the action of writing is done to it by John. It's important to note that neither the active nor the passive voice is grammatically superior or inferior. They are used depending on the context and what the speaker wants to emphasize. The active voice is often used when the performer of the action is important, or when you want to make your writing or speech direct and to the point. The passive voice can be used when the performer of the action is unknown, irrelevant, or when you want to highlight the object or the action rather than who performed it. It's also commonly used in formal or scientific writing. An easy way to identify if a sentence is active or passive is to look for a form of to be verb followed by a past participle in the sentence. This structure is a key indicator of passive voice. For example, in the sentence, the cake was eaten by the kids, is a form of to be verb, and eaten is a past participle, making the sentence passive. Remember, the passive voice will always have this structure: some form of the verb, to be, am, is, are, was, were, being, been, plus a past participle verb. A verb usually ending in ed, d, t, n, or n. There you have it, folks. That's a basic overview of the difference between active and passive voice in English. Keep practicing and soon, identifying and using the active and passive voice will become second nature. We hope you found this video helpful, and remember, practice is the key to mastering any language skill. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll do some exercises to help you practice these concepts. Until then, keep learning.